Today, we're talking about the Langly Alpha Globetrotter. This may be my favorite travel camera backpack. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Desmond and I make content for creators that want to take better photos and shoot better videos. And today we are talking all about travel camera backpacks. This beefy thing right here, this is the Langly Alpha Globetrotter. And honestly, this might be one of the best looking camera backpacks that I own as of 2022. So let's jump right into this review. First of all, the Langly Alpha Globetrotter is a pretty big backpack. Let's start talking about build quality and form factor. This is a 24-liter backpack, which for I think a lot of you may be plenty of space, especially if you're traveling for day trips, if you're just heading out with the family for a weekend adventure. You've got a lot of room in here, and I'm gonna show you how I pack this up a little bit later, but you can fit your camera gear. You can also fit a ton of like clothes and other things that you may need for a multi-day trip. So let's just start by talking about the outside material. This is made from an 840D nylon with a waterproof TPU coating, which I really like. So the best thing about this particular material is it's really durable, it is water resistant, and it's just gonna keep the elements away from your gear and anything else you are packing inside. And a few other build materials to call out. We've got these leather accents all over the bag, coupled with these nylon straps and these metal clips. Something to call out that sets this bag apart from some of the other bags that I have is this little clipping system. So if you take a look here, just pop that right off. And then to close it back up, you've got this little loop that you can slide your finger behind. You can grab your metal clip and you can just click it shut. So it's actually really nice. I think it's pretty secure. And when you need to get to your stuff in a pinch, it is really convenient to just kind of pop open and close. All right, so let's spin this bad boy around. So you can tell this is a pretty large bag, especially for the 24 liters that it carries. I think the form factor is totally fine for a travel backpack because obviously there are much larger options out there. You've got the Peak Design 45 and 35 liter travel backpack. You've got that giant Peter McKinnon 35 liter. So I think for a 24 liter bag, this does look a little big, but the way that it carries the gear and organizes all of the things is actually really well done. So you can pack a lot more in here for the smaller size, in my opinion. So flipping over to the back, let's just take a look at some of these straps. They feel pretty cushy. They're not that thick, and I think that's a good thing. This is already kind of a beefy bag, in my opinion, again, because of the form factor. So these straps feel pretty good. They're pretty comfortable. But if you look at the back of the bag, you've got these nice little grooves to allow for airflow, because again, you're going to be carrying a lot of gear in here. This bag empty is already 5 pounds, so it's not light. So once you start loading this up with your camera gear and all of those things, you're gonna need some airflow and again some cushion to make this more comfortable to carry around on your back. Now continuing to talk about the back of this bag, you've got a luggage pass-through strap that you can actually remove, which is really nice. And then under that luggage pass-through strap is a hidden compartment. So you zip this open. Again, perfect place for passports and other things that you're gonna need, which I really like. And you'll notice this little leather accent on the zipper pull here. Sticking to the back, you've got a waist strap. Pretty simple buckle, not the most innovative way to secure a waist strap, but again, you know, if it's not broke, why fix it? This does work. I tend to just tighten it up. I don't really use the waist strap as often, but you can feel free to do that. And one more thing to call out about these straps is the chest strap. Kind of your classic buckle. Again, nothing crazy or overly innovative. Feels a little basic, honestly, for the price you pay for this bag, but I mean, it works and it looks like it's gonna be pretty secure. All right, so let's start digging into the pockets of this backpack. So let's start here with this front pocket. So first, let's start with this front outer pocket. Again, nice satisfying click. And then you've got this nice, really deep pocket inside. And then inside here, I don't know if you can see that, but there is a little key ring that you can hook your keys onto. And what I like about this bag is that when you do decide to close your strap, it does fold over any like extra material that you're not using. So it does allow for expandability. So you can really fill this front pocket up. One thing I'll note for you, although I like the extra storage that these outer pockets offer, they do add to the bulkiness of the bag. So you can tell that these just kind of like puff out. So when they're not in use, they still kind of look full, which is fine. They will hold a lot of gear. But I think for some of you that are looking for a really low profile bag, something that's a lot smaller, this may not be right just because of these outer pockets. They do puff up. So speaking of puffy pockets, let's move on to the side pocket right here. Again, same thing, pops right open. Really nice. You can fit a good amount of gear in here. This thing is really deep. I think that's the nice thing. Although these pockets are a bit large and puffy when empty, they are really deep. So you could fit an entire water bottle in here. I actually put my PGY Tech tripod right into this pocket. It disappears. It's really, really nice. You can fit a microphone. You can fit anything you need on the outside of these things. They are really, really deep. And then flipping over to the other side, exactly the same thing. Again, just extra storage. I think this bag is just built really well for packing your essentials, quick, easy access. So when you need to like get your snacks or things on your adventure out of these side pockets, it'll be really, really easy to get to. Okay, so I think that's all of the exterior compartments. Let's talk about the main area where you're gonna be packing your camera gear. So when we open up this main compartment, you can see that this is where we're gonna be packing all of our camera gear. What's really nice about this particular bag is, yes, the front opening that does set it apart from my Wandered Provoke, which is a back opening clamshell style. I like this style, especially when you're on the go. You just want to like throw your backpack down, open it up without cracking open the entire bag. Another thing that's really nice about this is how deep this particular compartment is. So all of the camera gear that I carry, I put it in vertically, and I'll show you some B-roll of that in a second, but let me quickly show you an example of something like this. This is the DJI Mavic Mini 2. I'm gonna insert this long ways right into the bag, and you can see it basically disappears into the bag. So you can just use that as a sense of how deep this camera bag is. But I will call out one of the downsides is probably this depth. The depth of this compartment really contributes to the bulkiness of the bag itself. But again, when you're out on an adventure and you're traveling, the extra space is not going to be a downside. You're never going to hate having more space when you're walking through the woods, when you're going on like a photo adventure, when you're going on a family trip for multiple days and you want to bring all of your camera gear and extras. And another little note to call out, these are like really high quality weather sealed zippers. They are super heavy duty. These things are not going to break or snap or wear out on you. The lining is all water sealed. All right, let's talk about this top compartment here. You've got two of those clickable clasps, and then you've got two zippers that let you open this thing wide open. So I'm just gonna lay this down here. So again, take a look at the inside. This is a pretty deep compartment. You can fit shoes in here, you can fit clothes in here. Honestly, you could put a ton of other stuff. So I've got the DJI Mavic Mini 2 for reference. This is the remote, but you've got a lot of space in here. I would probably carry this in the main camera compartment. The nice thing about this particular bag and its size is that main camera compartment, although it looks much smaller, can hold all of my camera gear. So I can have my Sony FX3 with the 20mm G lens in it, my A7R4 with the 35mm f1.4 G master, along with a number of extra lenses, my drone, and then I have this entire top compartment to fill with the things I need for the day. So if it's like diapers and wipes for the kids, if it's a change of clothes, if it's a puffy jacket, if it's snacks, everything else fits in this large main compartment, and I don't really have to sacrifice camera gear to bring more things. And that's what I'd say is one of the big benefits of this particular bag, say over my Wandered Provoke 21 liter. So with the Wandered Provoke 21 liter, I made the conscious decision to go with the Pro Camera Cube, which means the entire length of this bag is designed just for camera gear. So it means when I take this thing on trips, this is just my camera gear bag, and I will bring another bag with clothes, with snacks, with other things. And I think that's the benefit of the Langly Alpha Globetrotter versus a lot of the other bags that I own, is if I only want to bring one backpack with most of my camera gear and still have room for everything else. So again, think like long hikes through Yosemite or Tahoe. Think a multi-day trip where you just want to pack relatively light, as in a single backpack, then something like this is going to be perfect. This may be great for a family trip where you're just flying a couple of hours and you just want to carry some stuff. This is a really great option. And I think for some of you, this could be a daily driver because, all honesty, it's not that large. It's a 24-liter backpack and it holds a ton of stuff. So you could throw your 16-inch MacBook Pro in here. You can throw in your mouse and your keyboard, a puffy jacket, all kinds of other things that you want in this top compartment, which gives you really easy access to non-camera related stuff. But when you want to access your camera gear, like I said, this deep compartment really lets you carry a ton of stuff. So what I would normally do is like my A7R IV here, my Sony FX3 right there, and then you've got your drone right there. You can probably throw in your remote, or what I'd like to do is I toss my remote right into this outer pocket because look, you can, it's so big, they're so deep, and then they hold so much stuff. It's really, really nice. And then now I've got room for like a 24 to 70. Like, look at that. And the nice thing is, look how much space I have here. So I could put my 24 to 70 in vertically. Look how deep this compartment is. So that's something that's just really, really easy and nice to know. Here's an 85mm Batis. It just like disappears into the bag. So honestly, you can hold a ton of stuff in this main camera compartment without taking up any space in the top. Okay, so is this the right bag for you? I'd say if you're someone who likes to travel relatively light, this may be perfect because it'll eliminate the need to carry more than one bag. You can pack all of your camera gear in here, and then you can pack all of your clothes and your other essentials in the top compartment. For 24 liters, this thing holds a surprising amount of stuff. And I think a lot of that credit can be given to the depth of this particular bag. So you can carry a lot of your gear vertically, which gives you a lot more room to stack lenses and camera bodies. Whereas say my Wandered Provoke, that is not as thick of a bag, which means I have to lay flat a lot more of my gear, and it does take up a bit more room. So the Langly Alpha Globetrotter comes in at about $239 right now. Langley actually just released a brand new version, the Alpha like XC, days after I ordered this. The only difference between this one and that new XC version is I think it's lighter weight materials, so it will be much lighter out of the box. Like I said, this is already a 5-pound bag. Then you fill it up with gear and you're gonna get a pretty substantial package on your back. This new one is supposed to be a lot lighter. I will say though, I've already filled this thing up and it feels pretty well balanced. Again, I think a lot of that credit is given to just how bulky and how spread out the weight distribution is on this particular backpack. And again, I think for some of you that like to do multi-day adventures, short trips, or you're traveling with a family and you don't want to sacrifice bringing like your camera gear, this is perfect because you can pack all the things, all the lenses and bodies you need in here, including drones and whatnot. And then up here in the top, you can throw in your diapers, your wipes, change of clothes, jackets, all the extra stuff. So you're only bringing one backpack for multiple people versus like multiple backpacks. Every parent has to carry their own stuff. This is a great option for a family day trip or a multi-day trip. And again, obviously the last thing to note, and you've probably noticed, is this is a gorgeous looking bag. This is definitely one of the most Instagram worthy backpacks that I've seen. This belongs, you know, in a national park, laid up against a tree. It is so well designed, and I think the aesthetic really matches a lot of the things that people are looking for when they're looking for stylish but rugged, durable, and functional like adventure gear. All right, and with all that said, that's my review of the Langly Alpha Globetrotter. If you like this content, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe for videos just like this, and I will catch y'all in the next one.